So even the young. She sketches not the modern Tokaido, but the white sands and the miles of pine. As it was, as it still is, if you look for it. In Japan, what is evident is not always what is real. Two worlds. The old way, the new road, side by side. The slopes of Mount Fuji. Nature molds the Japanese. They worship Fuji, so calm, so perfect, so seldom exposed. There's a poem. Though Fuji is hidden, on such a day too there is joy, meaning there's inner peace, not this, these angry voices. Japan's mountains, says another poet, are its soul, turmoil and tranquility. They live forever in a cycle of flood and storm, hell and cherry blossoms. Here a volcano erupts on an island in the Fuji chain. The lava spews for miles around, churning the sea into steam. Here the white sands were black ash, the miles of pine measuring the lava 12 feet high. But a Shinto gate of heaven survived at the crater's edge. It would take 5 years, said the survey team, to rebuild the road. Such too is the Tokaido. In a nervous night and day on this island, I learned more about the Japanese than in a year. There were, I was told precisely, exactly 124 earthquakes in the 24-hour period, at which point everyone was evacuated. Yet no one was hurt. Long experience had safeguarded the people. More amazing, the calm attitude of the Japanese, here and in 100 different tragedies every year, then quietly beginning again. They'll be back. Nature's ways became man's. At Lake Hakone, amid the mountains approaching Tokyo, there was a man-made barrier. Here, by this post, all travelers on the Tokaido were halted and checked before entering the capital to declare their weapons and their loyalty. Endless armies of students come here these days to learn the story of the Tokaido and the discipline that nature taught them. On this occasion, they were well rewarded. A landslide. But they say, Yamato Damashi, they've resistance to events. A bulldozer and a Buddha's blessing along the way, and soon they were opening a new section of the Tokaido to some old-time Shinto rah-rah. And Honto True, the band playing The Yellow Rose of Texas. No wonder the kids are confused. Then to top it all, the Marines came marching in. This too is part of the Tokaido story, and today American servicemen help reenact how, 100 years ago, Commander Perry brought his black ships and opened Japan to the west. The culture and the dances of that day are paraded. Every year, all along the Tokaido towns from Shimodo to Yokohama, the story is retold. Perhaps I see shadows where there are none, but it seems to me the Japanese are being obliquely told this. A century of Western contact, Commander Perry, General MacArthur, what value a culture that came through domination? But still, it's good to view the best of both worlds. And he's happy, not really lost. In Japan, in a crowd, you find yourself. That's their mystique. The priest to his flail, the samurai to his sword, the ancient word maru that speeds all ships. In a word, unity. It has made them the world's biggest shipbuilder, its fastest growing producer, potentially the most original industrial nation of our time, all at the sacrifice of the individual. These women shell picking, while their men build ships. No one is idle, no one asks too much. And a former prime minister says Japan cannot afford distortion of the pattern, confusion of character. At his home overlooking the Tokaido, I talked to Shigeru Yoshida. He was the first post-war prime minister, architect of the new Japan, the most staunchly pro-Western of all Japanese, and today the elder statesman. He makes some rare comments.
It seems to me our family organization had been destroyed by new American idea. We think our moral, our family moral might be better than actual one. I don't know the actual one is a Western idea or not, I don't say that. But anyhow, our idea, the family system, very much changed.
Do you think that some of Japan's ideas on policy could contribute to stabilizing the peace of the Far East?
We must do that. If not, stabilization of the Far East may not come. Your people want to try to impose your own idea, but the Far East is not America. Some idea we can't adapt. We cannot take in.
Do you think perhaps in the 10 years of independence, the West has tried to impose too many of its own ideas and not encouraged enough Japanese ideas?
I think the Americans not intentionally impose their own idea, but they are educated. They live under your own system. So they take in their own system, whether it is applicable to Japan or not. Quite unintentionally, they did impose us their own idea. But we are going to correct time by time. And that's our struggle, that's our difficulty. But someday we will conquer, we will establish new nationalized democracy, I hope.